Hello, Scorpio. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for February 2023. I'm doing things differently this month. We are answering the question, what is not making me feel good in the past, present, and future? And then what's making me feel good in the past, present, and future? And we're also going to pull my magnetic ball here. So I want you to think of a question you have, and I'll pull the ball for an answer for you. And then we'll get going with the read. Please keep in mind it is a general reading. If you want something specific or you want to sit with me, spend time with me, my information's below as well as on my website, twinflames3344.com. I have a CD out there also called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe if you want to check that out. And if you like the video, remember to like, share, and subscribe. I so appreciate you. Thank you for your time and spending your time with me. Let's get going with this read. So first, you got your question? If you don't, just stop it and put it back on when you're ready. Here we go for your question. I think it's finished. You have discuss over lunch. Again, this is for Scorpio, past, present, and future for February 2023. We're starting with the energy deck here. So the energy deck and the past life deck will be for what's not been making you feel good, past, present, future. And then the animal deck and the crystal angels deck for what is making you feel good, past, present, and future. Okay, Scorpio. I have pre-shuffled all the decks. I'm just going to shuffle a few more times before I start. This is for Scorpio, February 2023, past, present, and future. Past, present, and future. One more. A little sticky. All right, Scorpio. Past, present, and future was not making you feel good. February 2023, past, present, and future. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Okay. All right, so first card up for you, what's not making you feel good in the past is financial constraints. And this doesn't have to be financial. It can be practical constraints. And it can be emotionally based as well. We have 13, which is transition, and that's Scorpio energies as well. So feeling like something's barren, something's depleted, or something that hasn't been touched in a long time. It looks like the attic or the basement or a closet that's empty, but it's dirty because you haven't used it in a long time. So there may be something that needs to be cleaned up, or you find something that needs to be cleaned up that could be sold that might help you out with your financial constraints, but this was in the past not making you feel good. And what's not making you feel good now in the present? Healer of the Ages. And this is a King of Swords. So this could be yourself and having to do this kind of work or heal other people, or maybe this is a masculine King of Swords energy who's not making you feel good. Maybe they're working all the time and that's making you feel left out if you're the feminine energy or the partner of this person. But there's definitely a healing energy. So either you're depleted from healing all the time and you don't want to do it anymore right now, or this is a partner or someone you work with or someone who's not making you feel good to be around anymore, perhaps. And then we have in the future what's not making you feel good. And we have 31, which is the 5 of Wands. That could be group conflicts. That can be competition, battles, fighting. But what is it that you value right now? This is the door to value, right? Is money the most important thing to you right now? Because you're opening the doors to something. So just make sure your intention is clear on what is most important to you. What do you value right now? And this is not making you happy. Perhaps what you valued in the past is no longer what you value, and maybe you need to do a reassessment of this here. All right, still we're doing with the bottom of the deck here is the 2 of the Divine Feminine, the higher self. This can be Pisces energy as well. And the journey. Someone's got their bags packed, they're in the middle of the bridge, enjoying the view before setting off to the other side to figure out which direction they want to go in. So the underlying energy, you know, making a choice, standing in the middle of the bridge, playing both sides of the fence perhaps right now, and needing to make a choice. But because you're doing that, it wasn't making you feel good, past, present, and future, of playing both sides of the fence. Here it was making you feel depleted in the past, and in the present, it's maybe not something, this may be a very satisfying healing energy, but it may not be satisfying to you, whether that's your ability to heal or somebody else's ability to heal. And there's a King of Swords there for sure, and Scorpio's over here. And in the future, again, what you valued in the past that has been brought forward here to the future may not be what you value anymore, and you may need to do a reassessment right there of the group. And that could be group efforts, or someone you're hanging out with is no longer resonating with you. And now from the past life deck, this is probably going to bring up some past life stuff. So if it doesn't make any sense to you, it may be coming up from a past life, and you might want to meditate on this to see what comes up for you. And again, if it comes up in the past, it may not have been what made you feel good in the past. It may be what would have made you feel good in the past if you had done this. So you may be learning something to take forward with you. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio. This is for February 2023. Past, present, and future. Past, present, future for Scorpio 2023. What's not been making you feel good? Past, present, future. Scorpio, February 2023, Scorpio. All right. So in the past, what wasn't making you feel good is angels reversed. So perhaps a lack of angels, because here angels would have been making you not feel good, but here is the lack of angels. Maybe you need more angels in your life. Maybe you've never believed in angels, and now you're feeling them not being there for you. It's interesting. You're all of a sudden feeling a void of the angelic realms. Perhaps that's never been an interest to you, and all of a sudden it is. In the present, what's not making you feel good is perhaps financial issues, or perhaps it's not so much about financial issues right now that's not making you feel good, but actually the work, or how much work you have to do. And maybe finances was an issue in the past, so it's still here. So you still may have wounds around finances being a problem. But even when finances are okay, or maybe there's a lack of focus on finances here in the present, and you need to now refocus on finances. But it doesn't feel like they're an issue right now. But perhaps the work it takes to bring these finances is more of the issue right now than the actual finances. And then in the future, what's not making you feel good is transportation. This train's been coming up for everybody. So there's this big transportation wound coming up from past lives, and you notice the train's coming over a bridge. So bridges collapsing was definitely coming up for me prior to doing all these reads for the 12 signs. So there's a big collective wound about, dying on a bridge that collapsed, or trying to cross that bridge to get to the other side. There's this explosive energy with this. It looks like a bomb, or it looks like a safe. So is it a safe place, or is it an exploding place, right? Because it could be both depending on what happens with the train. We also have Thomas the Tank Engine energy and the little train that could, right? I think I can. And finally crossing that bridge, but staying in your own lane. Don't touch other people's lanes or you're going to get in trouble, right? Always trying to stay in your own lane and be the good little train. You finally crossed this bridge, but maybe it didn't bring you the satisfaction that you needed, or you're going to need, because this is the future. But realizing, and this can be pursuing something that wasn't truly in your heart, but what others expected of you to achieve, and maybe changing your course on what you actually need to make you happy. And then I'm focusing on the steam coming out of that engine now too. So a steam engine, you're Scorpio, you could have a hot temper too. That could be the steam coming out of your ears. You could get a lot of frustration that comes up when traveling. Maybe there was something in a past life where you missed the boat, literally. because of a train or because there was no bridge to cross. You know, way back then, we didn't have all these bridges. How did you get to the other side? It might have taken you a long time to go around. And here's the work may not be satisfying to you right now. And finance is not as much of a problem, but maybe that's always in the back of your head. Excuse me. But, you know, Scorpio is pretty good about drawing finances to them. And they're very good in business and social work, depending on what you want. But there's this energy of a feminine energy on the bridge over there, like sitting on the fence with her bags packed. And there's a masculine energy over here who's getting the job done. And we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But when you get to that bridge and you cross it, you find that it's not what you expected, or you're not getting the satisfaction because what you were valuing to get to this point wasn't aligned with your heart. So the bottom of the deck here is Mother reverse. So there are definitely mother wounds here. So we're not getting actually that the block is your mother, or perhaps lack of mothering as a child, not the person so much as the actual work of mothering a child. Maybe you don't feel like your mother mothered you, or this could be missing a mother's presence in your life. Right? Especially if you don't live close to your mom anymore, or your mother has passed. You may feel all alone in the middle of a bridge. It may be a very isolating feeling, not feeling like there's a mother there for you. Like, where do I go? There's no one here to tell me what to do, or to advise me, or to love me in that way. And feeling, right, wanting the angels to come in. Feeling depleted and that there's no angel watching over my shoulder. And that's the way you may be feeling right now. So what's making you feel good? And remember, Scorpios, it represents, you know, money, death, taxes, sex, all of these deep transformational things that a lot of signs don't like to deal with or face, but it's very natural for Scorpio because you like to dive into those secretive, dark places. You're natural explorers and researchers or PIs. You love to sneak around and figure it out without being found out, right? Scorpios are also known as in the military, the one staying behind the lines, giving the orders, like in the middle. They like being on the front line, but not the one on the front line. They're the manager, and definitely at the top of the company too. But they like to kind of move around without being seen. You can watch a scorpion, how a scorpion maneuvers around. All right, so what is making you feel good actually now? For Scorpio, February 2023, what is making you feel good now? What makes you feel good? Past, present, future. Scorpio. Okay, so in the past, what was making you feel good is being the Empress. And somebody else got this in the past too. I can't remember which one it was. But, of course, being like the Empress, right? Having all the power, the control, the creativity, the beauty, the abundance, being able to do whatever you want, right? Other people having to answer to you as the top dog, so to speak. And you have the Angora rabbit here and the energy of Venus here. So they're bringing in Venus and that very sensual energy of Venus. It's time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. So this is something you've been enjoying in the past here. And again, it's like this is you becoming the mother figure that you're missing over here. And then at the present moment, so your mommy, at the present moment, what's making you feel good is the unicorn and the magician. The one is the divine masculine. Maybe you're more in your masculine self, even if you're a feminine energy. The one is the masculine, it's the magician. It's also that more selfishness, right? which everyone needs to be selfish. They need to love themselves first. And the one is also the leap from point to point. It's a leap of faith. It's the leap from source into the human being. It's that magic that happens when you have a child all of a sudden. The unicorn, that there is magic in the air. You can manifest anything you need to be successful. So you're feeling, maybe you've been experimenting with angels and you're really feeling the magic here and it's making you feel good. You know, being like the unicorn, you know, not of this world, right? And this being very grounded in this world, healing other people or having yourself healed or living with someone who's healing other people. And then here being more magical instead. And you're getting a kick out of that for sure. Perhaps you're manifesting something totally new or in a different way. Or perhaps all the building that you had to do to get to this point you didn't like. But now that you have it, you really like it. So what is in the future that's making you feel good? And you have balance, feeling more balanced. And there's the zebra, right, who's got stripes and contrast. So even when you go against the grain or go with the grain or shift or whatever you're doing, and there's this energy of that dance of the butterflies or bees or whatever these things are flying around the zebra, that no matter what the shift is, that you can keep your balance. By merging varying points of view, you can generate an extraordinary new idea. Compromise with others and collaborate to discover a better solution. So instead of insisting on your way, it's seeing that, oh, I can have something even better if I compromise with someone else and pull in more different points of views into my point of view. And you notice there are two horse-like creatures right here. So you might have a lot of Sagittarius in your chart, or perhaps Sagittarius energy around you. And it's like saying that when you're out of balance, you're the Empress. Or even these are your polarities. The Empress in this, grounded in this reality of great abundance. And then the polarity of that, of being totally out of this world as the Magician or the Unicorn. And then finding balance as the Zebra over here, of someone who's eclectic, but a wonderful character, right? But maybe different than the ordinary person. And then here is the Three of Autumn, of the first place prize winner. So maybe you won something recently. The miniature poodle dog, or maybe your dog did. Your most satisfying and profitable careers comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out into the world, which really is what your read is about today. All right, so what else has been making you feel good? Past, present, and future for Scorpio. And perhaps in the past, the pursuit of finance is what did make you feel good, because that's definitely a Scorpio thing. But here, not so much. You're going in a different realm. You know, you're bringing the spirit realms and the unicorn realms in here for a different perspective. Or perhaps that's someone around you. Maybe you used to like being around the Empress type person better, or the mother type person, and now you like being around the unicorn type person better. Okay, so for Scorpio, what is making you feel good, past, present, and future? What's making you feel good, February 2023? Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. All right, in the past, what's been making you feel good is emerald. So maybe that color or that gem has been making you feel good in the past. Ceremonies and celebrations. It's a time of important life passages such as weddings, birthdays, graduations, or anniversaries. So maybe you've had a lot of celebrations recently, and that's why you felt like the Empress. And that could be a mother and their child, or a partner who's had some celebrations and just really enjoying that energy. And this could be like praying for angels to watch over someone as well. What's making you happy in the present moment is diamond. Value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem. So really, you know, owning your differences from other people and really valuing yourself here above money. That's very clear, right? Because diamond. takes a long time of pressure and time for that coal to become a diamond. So perhaps finally seeing that culmination of what you've created, that diamond in the rough, you know, perhaps getting polished. Right, done with the finances, perhaps you're retiring and finding your way into this eclectic way of life of just being able to enjoy yourself no matter what. And then in the future here is jade. You have a lot of green coming up here. Wellness and the recovery of health and wellness here. So there's definitely physical healing going on here. It really wasn't brought up prior to this point. So maybe there's been some underlying healing that's been going on for a while, whether it was your healing or someone who's close to you, or you having to do the healing, like came up before. But there's a lot of green and then gold, and there's eagles coming up. Green and gold came up with the eagles in a read I was doing earlier today. We have green and gold up there too. And some earth or groundedness in between. And then the bottom of this deck is sapphire. Easy does it is the underlying energy. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. So, you know, Scorpio is not necessarily gentle. They can be very passionate and explosive at times. So it's calling you to just pull back and see a gentler way of doing things as you go forward. Okay, so with sapphire. So pulling this coloring, this deep blue or indigo energy into your life as well. Okay, so now we're going to clarify a little bit with the Rider-Waite Mini. So again, from your past life, there's some mother, angel issues, finances, and transportation. Perhaps there's a wound about not being able to get to your mother in time, not being able to help your mother get well in time. You couldn't get there. There was no bridge to get there. There was no transportation. You couldn't afford to get there. And there was no angel there to help your mother. Or when you were a mother, nobody could get to you in time. So it could be some kind of wound there you might want to feel into. Again, transportation, 30 pieces of silver and betrayal could come up as well. Of the healer right here, maybe feel betrayed by a healer or a doctor who took care of you. Maybe you don't think they did a good job. Or feeling like they just took your money. And what did I spend all that money on for nothing? Maybe you feel like it didn't make a difference for you. But here, all this money's flying in the door. But it's still not making you feel good. Like it's like paying for something and then having someone give it back to you after you complained. But it still didn't make you feel good. It wasn't what you valued. It was probably more about your health and feeling good and realizing how much more important that is than doing things or going places or, you know, being all that, status and money, that kind of stuff. So let's clarify what wasn't making you feel good in the past. And this is a need for truth, a need for information, a need for clarity. This can be a lie, this could be a split, feeling divided, and you are standing on the bridge over here, feeling divided about something or needing the truth. Getting over some kind of grief, loss, regret, guilt, and shame. With the King of Swords reversed. Right? Was there a lie that was told? Is the King of Swords being negative or abusive, verbally abusive, or has he gone silent or cold? Is he a liar? I'm trying to get over that. Or is he trying to get over a lie that was told to him? Feeling intellectually void. Right? You have this energy between intellect with the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords, and then the angelic realms, which are very different. Someone that doesn't believe in the angelic realms. Except maybe you feel a need to connect to that. Maybe your partner or someone you know, the King of Swords, and this is the King of Swords right here, doesn't relate to that at all. Or maybe he does and you don't. It can go either way. What was making you feel good? What was making you feel good in the recent past? perhaps an animal, a pet. And we have the Queen of Pentacles and the World. So maybe you felt very abundant and structured and solid and grounded, and maybe you were able to travel around the world a lot. Maybe you just spent a lot of time around the neighborhood or hanging out in a pool with your friends, being naked in the pool, or being authentic to yourself, marching to the beat of your own drum in a stable way. There's also earth energy here, so Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energies, and this for me would be Pisces, but also can be a divine feminine energy. So this could be representing yourself, or it could be representing somebody outside of you who made you feel good. But this is a celebration of someone, perhaps a mother or someone older than you, or a boss. Maybe there's some celebrations for a boss, or maybe there were celebrations for you. There's also Earth and Pisces or water energy there. And then we have the Hanging Man too, which is, for me, is more Capricorn, but it's traditionally Pisces. So those two energies could be coming up here as far as ego or awakening, a big idea, or this is somebody's surprise. You could have thrown a surprise party or been surprised by someone. Yep, coming together, socializing. There's definitely some kind of party, perhaps a child who felt rejected here or left out. And here we have Healer of the Ages and all that. In the present moment, what's not been making you feel good. Dropping the load, dropping a burden, your responsibilities. This could be a confession. This could be someone getting hurt because they were carrying too much weight or working out too much and they got hurt. And this is about getting clarity on that, but feeling unbalanced. There is new information here, or perhaps confessing new information in order to make a decision regarding a soulmate here, or perhaps children, but a lot of love in that energy there. So is that a soulmate partnership, or are you talking about your children? That it's more about the work that you do than the money so much. You're not so much worried about that. And then here's the Ten of Pentacles of a very abundant family with the Emperor reversed. Or is this a relationship with someone else in this situation? And this could be a retired person with a very abundant family, obviously. Or is this person passed away and left a lot of money to the family? And then there's Scorpio energy here. So this could have been a death. I'm leaving behind an abundant family, business, or community here. Or again, it could be retirement of you as Scorpio. There could be an Aries reversed energy there as well. But what's making you happy right now? With the Diamond and the Unicorn energy, the Magician. This could be acting, playing, competing in sports, doing physical things that you love to do, or participating in groups. And this could be a wake-up call of the group, or making calls, making announcements. This could be funeral services, you know, waking up the dead or doing reverie, whatever it is for you. And that could be singing as well. Or even listening to announcements are helping you to wake up and find, you know, your true self, how to be more happy with yourself. And then there's a detox energy here as well. And then there's Aquarius for me, and then Capricorn reversed right here. So this could be like a wake-up call to detox some kind of addiction or codependency, and that's making you feel good because you feel like you're getting control over your life. And in the future here, what was not going to be making you feel good in the future? And this could be passion, creativity, growth. Maybe you had a lot of that already, but it's not going to be making you feel good, but it's coming in towards you, which could be this train as well. So this train could be coming in fast with this passion here, but it may not be what you want. Maybe you're headed this direction and it's coming to you, but is it really what you want? And there's the King of Pentacles, but there's also a King of Wands reversed here. Do you have a choice between two men, or is this your bosses, people you work with, offering you another project? Maybe you like working with the King of Pentacles, but you don't like working with the King of Wands reversed. And what is it that they're offering you as this train's coming in? It's not making you feel good. This King of Wands reversed may not be getting enough sleep and coming out about, or just rising above that, or awakening and coming out. It looks like he's exhausted though, like he's not sleeping because he travels all the time. Maybe you're tired of that. You don't need the money of someone having to travel a lot, right? For more money and stability that way. You'd rather have their time. Or you'd rather be able to express yourself here. So what's making you happy? What is making you happy, Scorpio, in the future? No longer being so active, right? This is the one who's get up and go. Scorpio loves to be constantly moving, doing stuff. They're a flowing water sign. You know, this can be going out and partying too, or just working out all the time, or just getting your task done, getting lots of projects done. We have the pyramids in the back here too. Maybe going to Egypt or something. But this can be the player energy, but it's making you feel good. But I feel it's not the player here. I feel like you can't sustain this energy anymore, right? You may have had good intentions to follow through with something, but now you're just too tired. You don't want to do it anymore. This can be also being paralyzed by your passions or falling off the horse and needing to clean up your act. So perhaps you detoxed here, but perhaps you relapsed and you need to do some more work, but it makes you feel good because you identified it before it became a problem. And we have this too, which is starting over again, right? No longer bored, apathetic, or ignoring an offer of love from God, or ignoring a person sending a loving message and feeling that but ignoring it, or being too much in your head to even know it's even there. But now starting over, not finishing the cycle. You're going to cut out mid-cycle because you know when it's wrong for you, instead of completing it, it's not worth your time to complete that cycle. It's time to start over. So it's coming back, starting over every time. Every time you get knocked off balance, you come back to your heart again, back to the present moment. And then there may be some deception here, or the need to get up early in the morning. And it's the full moon now, not the new moon. And that might, so we're in the present moment here at the full moon. So by the new moon here, this may be reflecting what this future timeline is showing you. The next new moon, which is a couple weeks. Perhaps the need to get up early or start over again, right? Maybe you fell off whatever you're trying to detox and you faltered a bit. But it's okay, just start over again. And it's like not having a set rule of having to do it. You're allowing yourself to be just who you are. You don't have to do it as anyone else does it. And here's this too, like you could freak out sometimes, you know, feeling frustrated here. Or this could be an epiphany or blowing your crown. This could be kicking everybody out of your house. But this is your energy. It's like allowing yourself to be you in order to detox those parts of you. And that's what transcendence is. It's going through those parts that you don't necessarily care for, but loving all of the parts of yourself in order to go through them and then transcend them to the next level where you no longer feel the need to do those things. It's a natural process. But you have to love all of the parts of yourself. You have to love all of the things that you are now. And this is you doing that here in order to transcend these things and know it's okay no matter how much you fall. It's okay. It's okay. You just start again. Come back to the heart. Come back to the present moment. And again, there may be some bliss here. I mean, this could be you being a player or somebody else being a player, but allowing yourself to be that player so that you can transcend that energy, like forgiving it or not forgiving it. If you think you should be this way and you should be a player, right? But remember, when you're a player, it affects other people and it can hurt them. So it's allowing yourself to be you, as perfect or imperfect as you are, and just loving all those aspects of yourself until you understand you don't need those energies in your life anymore, and just becomes natural to let go of them. So it becomes very easy to detox. because you're loving yourself no matter what. And again, you're facing your fears here, right? Facing worst case scenarios so it doesn't affect you, which is great. And you may have some aid here. There's a lot of religious energy here. This could be like a priest and a nun right here. And that may be your worst fear, of having to face a priest and a nun or something like that. Or this can be traditional religion or authority, right? The all boys club. Or this traditional roles of the man is the boss and the female sits next to him and stays quiet. Maybe whatever you feared, facing those things. And this can be two people being together, one who's very traditional and one who's very alternative. And facing the possibility of that actually working when you never thought it could before. Or perhaps that energy separating. So, you know, two things coming together you never thought could come together, or two things parting in separation that you never thought would part, right? In order to have freedom and justice, or freedom from the need for justice here, or freedom from Libra. So we have Libra, Taurus, Aries, and Pisces, perhaps Virgo or Aquarius there too. And then the bottom of the deck here is the two lovers out in the cold. This could be an affair. This could be injuries, illnesses, feeling like you're left out in the cold, in exile from the group, or somebody else from you. And this is someone offering love. The Knight of Swords coming in with a vengeance, and the Knight of Cups offering love no matter what. And perhaps they become the two lovers out in the cold together, after one was released from a nightmare that was never ending. This could have been a breakup with the Queen of Swords, right? There's a ego out of control, or some kind of ego death there with the Queen of Swords, or a Gemini reverse, or somebody with Gemini in their chart. Or this was a breakup, a nightmare ending, and a release finally, with the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups coming together, being out in the cold together. Like, as long as we have each other, that's all we need. So it could be that, or perhaps two people were left out in the cold by someone else or workplace. Or again, just feeling injured or ill out in the cold and no one's really helping you. You can't find anyone to really do the job. That was the underlying energy here. So let's see what Romance Angels has for you. Excuse me. There's that energy of the Emerald City and the Wizard of Oz over here. And then going into this diamond in the rough energy. Kind of starting from scratch. Right? Fighting to detox. And then coming out the other end, something completely different. All right, for Scorpio. Any romance here? So we have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Okay, so who you're with may be, right, through thick and thin. They're always by your side. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So maybe you were always afraid. No matter how long you've been with somebody, maybe you're always afraid that they would leave you, or they wouldn't accept you just the way you were. But again, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. To stay optimistic about your love life, positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And that was after letting go of control issues, to allow the situation to unfold naturally, even if it's something you've been with for a long time. And then I'm pulling from my Lenormand Kipper mixed deck. It's 2 decks put together for Scorpio. Perhaps you were on the receiving end of a lot of love in the past. Maybe you're the one now offering more love to others, or vice versa. It can go either way. So for Scorpio, all right, so we have the outdoors here with the 20, which could be public judgment. There could be a public event here with the 8 of Swords, which was the release energy was coming up here. So, but this could bring up a histamine release, right? Somebody could have allergies, which may be why the plants are inside glass here. Or it could just be a beautiful setting, perhaps for a big celebration. And again, there's angels here for you. And a water fountain. Maybe you're just obsessed with angels lately and it's never something you've delved into before. But this is a wake-up call, a judgment call, or being in the public eye and allowing that kind of scrutiny, right? To be judged by people that don't know you and you don't know them. And there's this white peacock here too, right? Very pure, with a lot of doves here. Maybe it could be a wedding of someone. But again, there's just some kind of release from prison, release from anxieties regarding public judgment or a wake-up call to a peaceful, spiritual, mature union with the King of Swords, again, coming up for you, and the 30 of the home or union here. Very beautiful energies. And perhaps a false person amidst there. And this could be you and your partner, you know, and finally allowing your true self to fully be seen by your partner. No longer afraid that they'll reject you if you show your true self. And again, this could be both people wearing masks and both of them taking their masks off finally, even if you've been with each other for a long time. And there's that 8 of the dance, the tango between the man and the woman. The ultimate dance, so to speak. And again, but there's 2, look at this, the false person and the thief. And there could be a third party situation here for somebody. But I really feel like it's the unfolding in an intimacy of a relationship, which intimacy is a big thing for Scorpio, of being with someone for a long time and still not knowing everything about them. And perhaps finding out things that aren't so good about that person, but still forgiving them and loving them anyway. And really, you know, increasing that intimacy bond. You know, having had to go through the labyrinth, the maze, everybody in their own way in order to get that to that juicy center of coming together in joy. Right? Each person has to do it in their own way. And then the cheers card comes up, like where everybody knows your name and they appreciate you no matter how you are, like the show Cheers. And then that's the Knight of Cups and Spirit's connecting with me. And then the underlying energy of despair, the 32 of the journey of despair or the pair. And this can involve a pet or just the inability to find work, or just, again, this was coming up as your underlying energy up here that wasn't making you feel good, of being void of something. And the need to stay optimistic about your love life. Yeah. I hope that was helpful for you. And 43 just came up on the time, which is that 3 of Cups. So remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature, following your own intuition first and last, being good to yourself, forgiving yourself and others, being patient, and yeah, just stay, every time you go off balance, forgiving yourself and just coming back to the center again. Start over every time, just like getting over any kind of addiction. It's the same thing. It's a spiritual practice to stay present, because if you go into the future, it knocks you off balance. If you go into the past, it knocks you off balance. If you stay in the moment, that's where you can create from, and that beautiful, patient, higher love kind of energy. So, yeah. So take a breath. Rise and be love. I'll see you guys soon. Have an amazing one, guys. Bye.